Hi everyone, this is Rashira Graham back again. I hope all is well with each and every one of you. And I am back today to answer a question that I seem to get a lot. As most of you know, who have been following me for a long time, when I was a teenager, I was homeless along with my family, and throughout all 4 years of my high school career, I was homeless, bouncing back from house to house, shelter to shelter, and so forth. And the main question that I get now, since I've been sharing my stories with others, is what was homelessness like? So I'm here to answer that question. So homelessness is a scary thing, as you can imagine. And being homeless at a young age, I really didn't know much of what was happening. Like I knew that, we lost our home, and that we really didn't have a stable place to go. But it was more of a sense of why and how we're going to survive. Everybody who experienced homelessness has a different experience, so I'm only speaking for myself and my experience. And what it was like for me. So I was very confused, very confused. Like I mentioned, I was a teenager experiencing it. I really thought like my social life was jeopardized. Everything I imagined high school would be like definitely wasn't what it was for me. I was ashamed. Like I mentioned, I was scared, I was nervous, I didn't know what to expect. But it was definitely an experience I would never forget. It shaped me who I am today. I learned a lot of things during those years of me being homeless. It definitely teaches you survival skills. Thank God, like my family, I never did anything like illegal or anything. Like, we were able to eat. We was able to have some type of shelter over our head. Whether it was staying in a hotel, staying with family or friends, or staying in the shelter. So we didn't really have to do anything illegal, thank God. And what really kept me sane was being with family. I know that sounds crazy. Everybody's like, oh my God, you were homeless with your family. You guys must have been like losing your mind. It was very scary. I am the oldest. So I had to put my big girl pants on and be the big sister and just be there for my mom as well. During that time, my mom had just had breast cancer, and she had surgery. So a lot of things was just happening at the time. And I really had to be that person to really get everybody together and just really tell everybody that, we're in this, we're gonna get through this no matter what. And it was just more of making sure everybody was good every day, and making sure that I was okay mentally, to be the sibling to step forward and take action, and just make sure everyone's okay. And far as, how can I say this, far as being in the shelters, that experience definitely gives me a different perspective on shelters now. First of all, we really need more shelters out there, because there are a lot of homeless people out there, and they deserve shelters too, because maybe it's not their fault that they're homeless. You could be homeless for many reasons. Our reason was my mom got sick, lost her job, and therefore no income was coming in, and she wasn't able to pay none of the bills. So I wouldn't say that was, our fault. So some people are homeless to escape certain situations. So next time you see a homeless person, don't always think that, it's their fault that they're homeless. You never know their situation. Um, just like I mentioned, being in a shelter, I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut. So I never knew we had shelters. I know that sounds like weird, but I always thought like New York had the shelters and California had the shelters, but I never thought Bridgeport, Connecticut would have shelters. But we did stay in a shelter. I'm not gonna tell you guys the location because I think that's confidential because you have to, yeah. But I will tell you the resources. But I'll drop it by in the description for you guys. But being in the shelter, it was very different. I remember literally one time we slept in the shelter that we literally slept on a cot in the big room where like cots were like lined up next to each other. I know that probably wouldn't happen now due to COVID and everything, but that was definitely the scariest. Like we had no privacy. Like you have to share a bathroom, literally share a bathroom. Everybody eats at the same time, lights out at the same time. Like it was just strange. And like just to think that, your cot is right here and then your mom's cot is a few cots down. Like, and you don't, it's very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable because I'm just like, oh my God, like who's going to, what if we sleep and something happens? Like you just never know. So that was definitely the scariest part for me, my experience of being homeless. Another time we stayed in a private, it was a shelter, but it was a private one. Each family, it was a big house. Each family had their own like apartment type. So my mom had her own room. My sister and I shared a room. And my brother had a room. And then we had a kitchen and a bathroom. Everything was private. That one was okay. I liked it. It was more privacy, even though, you don't like the situation you're in. But it was a home. It was a roof over our head. We had food on the table. So, and we were together. So, yeah. What else can I talk about my homelessness experience? I thought it would end within a year, where it didn't. It lasted for 4 years. But I feel like mine's lasted 3. And I say that because in 2014, December 2014, literally a week or 2 before Christmas, we got separated. We didn't have no place to go, so we ended up getting separated. Called 211 and we needed emergency shelter. And I remember my mom was upset and I just didn't understand why she was upset. And that's when we realized that we were going to be separated. So let me break this down to you. My mom and my siblings all went to a shelter in a different city in Connecticut, where I, Rashira, stayed in Bridgeport. There was no room for all of us, so one of us had to stay behind, and that one person was me. I chose to stay behind because my mom got these kids to take care of, and I'd rather her be, safe with my siblings and taking care of herself along my siblings. And I'm the big sister, like I had to sacrifice. So I ended up staying with some friends. And then that was cool to just be surrounded by love on Christmas. And definitely during the time I was away from my family. It was our first holiday. We were away from each other. It sucked. And I'm a big holiday person. So being around my friends during that time was definitely good. It was uplifting. So shout out to Alicia. And shout out to my boyfriend, who's now my husband, Devontae, for letting me spend that Christmas in particular with them, because and just sharing their love and just uplifting me during that holiday, because it was definitely tough. And then the day after Christmas, the 2 days after Christmas of that year, I ended up calling my aunt, who is my father's sister, and I told her that I needed a place to go, and what I thought I was going to stay with her and my grandma for at least a weekend or a week ended up for 4 years. So basically, my mother and my siblings stayed in the shelter for 4 years, and I lived with my grandma and aunt for 4 years. And it was definitely an adjustment. Nobody knew it was gonna be this long, but I'm grateful that I had a place to live. Yeah, because I was like, didn't really have, like, I had a job, but it was more like a 3-hour type job. I had just started at a daycare. They only give me 3 hours a day. It was horrible because I'm just like, I need more hours, I need more money. But I am grateful that my aunt and grandma allowed me to live with them, and they taught me so much in those 4 years. And I'm just forever grateful. So my experience of being homeless was definitely life-changing. Like, I never thought I would go through something like that. But looking back on it, I always say I am glad I went through it, because it has taught me everything I know now. I don't know everything. I'm learning day by day, but it has definitely shaped me into the woman I am today. And yeah, it made me stronger. Definitely made me stronger. So that was what my experience of being homeless like. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, everybody's experience is different. I can't speak for everyone, only but myself. And yeah, so that was my experience. And if you guys would like, I wrote my second book, I Beat the Odds from Homelessness to Dominating Life, where I share my entire story, way more detailed than this video. And you guys can catch it on sale, because it's on sale right now on my website at IamRasheeraGraham.com. Just go into the shop, purchase it, free shipping, no code needed, and I will get it to you. We do same-day shipping if orders are placed before 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here is the book. IamRasheeraGraham.com, and this is I Beat the Odds, and it is on sale. Yes, on sale. So yeah, so I just want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into this video. I hope I answered your question for those who have been asking me. If you have any more questions about my journey of being homeless, please comment below, DM me, and I'll feel free to share. I have no problem sharing. Make sure you check out my book, I Beat the Odds from Homelessness to Dominating Life. It is on sale at IamRasheeraGraham.com. And until next time, guys, thank you for listening. Bye.